Every year in Australia, around 10 million animals are hit on our roads. And whilst it's easy to think of animal collisions as unavoidable, the reality is that many may be prevented when drivers stay alert and respond in the right way. Animal strikes don't just harm wildlife, they can cause serious or even fatal injuries to vehicle occupants. Yet data shows that 40% of Australian drivers don't pay attention to wildlife warning signs, and 60% admit that they'd slam the brakes on or swerve if an animal suddenly appeared on the road. A small change in awareness can make a big difference for you, your passengers, and for the animals that share our roads. Kangaroos, wallabies, wombats, livestock, feral animals, and even birds can behave unpredictably around vehicles, especially at night. A kangaroo that sees your headlights may still leap across your path, and where there's one, there's usually more close behind. Animal collisions make up about 3% of all regional crashes, often on high-speed rural roads, where visibility is limited and wildlife is more active. In 2023, insurers recorded around 21,000 animal-related crashes, a 22% increase from the year before, with New South Wales, Victoria, and Queensland topping the list. Collisions are more likely on remote roads, near watering points, and on curved roads with poor visibility. They peak at dawn, dusk, and at night when animals move to feed or to find water. Risk also rises where speed limits are 100 kilometres per hour or higher, because reaction time simply isn't enough to stop safely. Add dense roadside vegetation and you've got the perfect conditions for an unexpected encounter. The seasons and weather also matters. Winter brings shorter daylight hours, and during droughts, animals travel further in search of food and water, often crossing unfamiliar roads. As a driver, there's a few things you can do to stay safe. Scan the road ahead. Even if it looks quiet, keep your eyes moving. An animal can appear without warning. And when you see a wildlife warning sign, slow down and stay alert. If an animal crosses your path, brake to slow down and keep the vehicle in a straight line. Don't swerve. Sudden swerving at high speed can send a vehicle into a tree or oncoming traffic, a far greater risk than hitting the animal itself. And use high beam on open roads when there's no oncoming traffic. Avoid driving at dawn and dusk whenever possible, especially in known wildlife zones. And when planning your trip, build a little extra time in for slower travel through these high-risk areas. For managers, prevention starts well before the journey. Train your drivers to recognise wildlife zones and to respond calmly in emergencies, including wildlife awareness in driver inductions and refresher training. And match the right vehicle to the route. Consider the purpose of the trip and the conditions that drivers may encounter. Plan for regular check-ins. Set up a simple reporting system so that drivers on long journeys can give regular updates about their route conditions and sightings. And encourage your team to avoid driving in high-risk times like dawn and dusk, and to consider seasonal changes when planning trips. Even a short pre-journey discussion about road and weather conditions can prevent serious incidents. Wildlife is part of what makes Australia unique, but sharing the roads safely takes awareness and care. A little extra caution can protect your life, your passengers, and the native wildlife that call our roadsides home.